Our webinar is Insights on Excellence and Preparing Students for an International Future. And I'm here today with Bryan Nixon, Head of School, TASIS England. So welcome, Bryan.
Thank you, Fiona. Nice to be here.
So we've invited you particularly to today because you are the winners, or TASIS England is the winners of Relocate Global and Think Global People Excellence in Education School Award for 2024. And we were thrilled to see you at our award ceremony in June. The award recognises outstanding education for mobile families, not only the quality of the education, but also the support provided for relocating pupils and their families throughout the time at the school, and as well for international students electing to study outside of their native country. So it looks like you're the perfect person to talk about the ethos of global mindedness and how international families can select the best education.
Yeah, thank you for that. And it was an honor to receive the award, and we were thrilled to be able to be there in person to be presented the award. So thank you very much.
No, well, it was a great evening. It was lovely to see you and get some comments on the night. So, just give us as a little bit of background. Our audience are parents, employers supporting relocation moves, and also relocation professionals, and also families thinking about a choice of international school in the future. So, can you give us just a short overview of what the school's all about, the ethos, number of pupils, nationalities, that sort of thing?
So TASIS England, we're located just outside London, about 12 minutes from Heathrow. So for families that will travel, we're very ideally located. We have a community of over 650 students, currently from 80 nationalities. So we truly are a multinational community. Within that, we have over 250 employees who are making sure we provide an exceptional learning and living environment for our students. And we are a IB diploma, so an international baccalaureate diploma, authorized school, as well as a school that offers the advanced placement from College Board in the US. We offer multiple different ways for children to be successful here at school in the curriculum. We're also a member of the International Schools Athletics Association. In other words, our varsity teams, our first teams, play in sports competitions throughout Europe as well. So we have a lot of things here at school, and we're very close to Heathrow Airport.
Oh, yes, yes. So very accessible, but a lovely setting. So, can you tell us a little bit about this wonderful campus and the facilities that you have at TASIS England for children of all ages?
Yeah, so we have children starting from the age of 3 all the way through to 18. Of those, 250 of the students board with us here at TASIS England in 9 different boarding houses. So we believe in keeping our boarding houses small and very familial feel, so almost like a family in each boarding house. We are hosted on 46 acres of beautiful estate grounds, which are very well maintained. So there's lots of open spaces, lots of playing space, but also we have lower, middle, and upper school buildings. We have specialist theatre for our drama productions and our orchestra productions. We have art rooms complete with kilns, and we also have innovation and design rooms throughout the campus. We also have a very extensive dining hall where we serve well over 1,500 meals per day
Goodness.
to our faculty and staff and our students. And so we have quite a lot of here in school for our students. We also are blessed with 3 libraries, and many of our buildings are old buildings. We have buildings here on site from as early as the 16th century all the way through to the most recent building, which we opened in August 2024. So we have quite an expansive campus with lots of offerings for our students.
Yes, and I visited myself, and it really is a wonderful experience. So, just tell us a little bit more about the boarding. You have day and boarding pupils, but obviously that's a very attractive option, either for busy parents who have dual careers, etc., who need flexible boarding situations, or for those based in another country or region of the world, even.
Yeah, so we basically have boarding students who have parents who may live in London and are working in London, and they didn't want their children to commute from central London out to Thorpe here in Surrey, which, even though it's 45 minutes, sometimes it's best to just wake up, have a nice breakfast, get into your school uniform, and get to class. So we do have that, but we also have families from all over the world who entrust us with looking after their children, which is a great gift and a great blessing for us to do. And the boarding program is quite extensive. It starts in grade 8 or at 13 years of age, and we go through until they are in grade 12 when they leave school ready for their university career. Within our boarding program, as I've said earlier, we have 9 boarding houses, and each boarding house has a house parent, a deputy house parent, and a team of between 4 and 6 house tutors who also support and guide um, our children throughout their time that they stay with us here. We also are known for some of the programs that we offer in our boarding houses, and one of them being Thrive. And Thrive really is a mentoring and well-being program where our students are matched with a mentor, and they really provide guidance and support on all sorts of things from sleep and nutrition to study habits, even all the way through to consent. So that they really look after the job of developing these young people and support parents and families as they do that too. Also, this year, we've added another program called Quest. And Quest really means it's a program that provides lots of opportunities for engagements and activities. So whether it's sports or arts activities here on campus, or even fun activities on campus, there are also activities that we go into London. So it could be theatre trips, it could be paintball outings, it could be museum visits. We have a whole host of things that our boarders can do at weekends and the evenings. So they're actively engaged with their studies. They're actively engaged with a very expansive co-curricular program, offering a range of sports and activities. And then we also have the Quest program. So our students have plenty to do and plenty to engage in so they can enjoy the location that we celebrate, such as being so close to London. There's so much for London to offer. And what a great experience to give your children that you're in a nice, safe, secure learning environment, looked after by people who are really care for your children, but you can also access everything that London and the surrounding areas has to offer. It's a really
Yeah.
neat package.
Yes, brilliant, and lots of cultural stimulation and using of whatever talents you really want to the fullest. So let's talk a bit more then about the curriculum offer then. So you offer IB and also the AP for older pupils for the diploma program. So can you just give us a little bit of an outline of how TASIS England is preparing students for a global future?
Yeah, so our curriculum, obviously, as you know, starts with age 3 and we carry it all the way through. And it's a seamless transition between all the different stages of learning. It's based on the American core standards, and we call them the Aero standards, which are more internationally focused. And that carries throughout the school. Whenever you enter our upper school, there are multiple pathways for you to engage in your studies. You can choose the IB diploma for your final 2 years, or you can take the advanced placement from the College Board, or you can do a high school diploma. You can also do a hybrid, which is you could do some AP courses and some IB certificates. So instead of doing the full IB diploma, you can specialize by doing 1 or 2 or 3 of the courses that you particularly enjoy and do that over 2 years. So it's very unique to be at a school where there are 4 pathways for which
Mm,
you can choose to head towards university. Now, the obvious question is how do we help students choose those pathways?
yes.
Yeah, and I think that's really about the fundamental in any school is getting to know the child. And we take great effort and great pride in getting to know our children well and getting to know them early. Because for a student who is an all-rounder, in other words, they love the sciences, but they want to take on a language and they love the arts as well. Something like the IB diploma is a great program for that child. Somebody who has great organizational skills can organize themselves with a relatively large workload and loves a range of subjects. The IB diploma is perfect for them. However, if you're a student and you are really focused on something, so say you're a student who is in love with mathematics and wants to study economics, so you want economics, you can focus on those programs. And if you want real focus on programs, we would ask students to think about the advanced placement. And that means that you do 1 year of focused study at a college level that will give you
Mm.
credit towards universities in the United States and also that are recognized here within the UK and worldwide as well. So, really, it's knowing the student, knowing how they study, what their interests are, and we can help advise them on the best academic course to choose. And to have four different pathways in one location is quite unique.
Sure it is. And this counselling, university counselling, starts quite early on, isn't it? Over a 4-year period, was that
Correct.
right?
In getting to know our students, we start our college counselling process. That starts in grade 9. So in grade 9,
Mm,
we are providing some classes for our students just so that they can get themselves prepared with CVs, also to start thinking about activities they can do either throughout the school year or in the summer that will help them and support them in making choices towards not only universities or colleges they want to go to, but also the countries they might want to go to, and also the courses they might want to study. The college counselling then progresses into grade 10, where we add more layers to that, where we start looking at personal statements and we start talking to the kids, getting the kids to do a little bit more research in terms of where they want to go. And then in the January of grade 11, you're assigned an individual college counsellor. And we have 4 full time college counsellors on site, which again is quite a number
goodness.
of college counsellors.
Mm,
And once you're assigned your individual counsellor, they guide you from January in grade 11 all the way through to your final application, which you will complete in grade 12. And our college counselling team offer worldwide guidance. So not only do
mm.
they offer guidance and support to where the majority of our students go, which is the United Kingdom and the United States, but we also offer guidance to all countries. So whether you were looking at English speaking courses in Sweden or in Holland, or whether you're looking at Canada or other countries, we can support your journey towards those college destinations.
Brilliant. So, would you like to just give us a little bit more about the transition care, which is so important, I know, at TASIS, because I know in your award winning statement you said TASIS doesn't merely espouse support for relocating families, we embody it through actionable initiatives and unwavering dedication. And that's not just for the students, it's for the parents and for the teaching staff. And of course, that also covers language community and the parent community. So quite a lot to touch on, but I'm sure if you can touch on some of that, it will be greatly appreciated by people making school choices.
So your journey with TASIS England starts obviously through the application process, but as soon as you enroll, we want you to get to know our school really well. So you'll be assigned a buddy family. And that family will start communicating with you about who we are, what we do. And that happens for day families and also our boarding families. We start communicating with them about what the boarding environment will look like and how that will work for your child. So those buddy systems and those support systems are in place long before you arrive at TASIS England. So that when you arrive at TASIS England, you're coming into something a little more familiar. Um, that process carries through. And by the way, the buddy families are a range of parent volunteers from parents who are already within our community. So they can provide really practical advice and tips on places to go see, restaurants to go to, areas to live in if you're coming to live here with your child. They can offer lots and lots of advice. And then with our buddy families and our admissions teams, we provide all the information necessary for you to arrive. And as soon as you arrive here, our parents are usually amazed at how quickly our children assimilate into their boarding structure, into their boarding houses. Our house parents and deputy house parents are fully committed to the well-being and the care of the children that they have, and they communicate frequently with parents who live overseas. We also, throughout the year, host all sorts of hybrid parent coffee mornings. So we have in person coffee mornings, but we also welcome those overseas to join those. And we have a host of other events and engagements where we're providing, whether it's topics like online safety or even just parent teacher conferences. Those are coming up shortly. We have lots of opportunities for parents to get engaged, to know what their children are doing. So there's lots of parent communication, lots of support. And to give you an insight, our parent teacher conferences, which will happen next week, um,
Mhm.
they are online conferences. So you book online and you can, so for lower and middle school parents who are not boarding, they obviously attend them in person. And for our boarding community, they would attend online. And to date, we have over 4,000 different appointments already scheduled
Oh,
for next
goodness.
week. So it shows you the level of engagement and connection that we have with our families. We manage all stages of that transition. And if a child is finding it difficult, not only do they have their house parents and their deputy house parents, but we have counselling teams here on site. We also have English language programs to help them with their English, because obviously the more they can communicate, the better it is to engage with the community. And not only to provide English, a variety of different English courses for students who may need some support in English, but we also offer English lessons to parents who come here.
Ah,
So we offer English lessons to our parents too, because many of our parents, while they may speak English and they may speak other languages, we do have parents who are coming here who are learning English for the first time. And so we offer that here in school. They actually come into the class and they have classes here with one of our teachers, so that we try to provide, when you join TASIS England, it's not your child that joins TASIS England, it's your family. And everybody who joins us will quickly feel that family aspect and feel that they are not only part of a community, but they can contribute to that community. So we love having parents coming in, doing career speakers. We love any questions or that they have. We love getting, and we also have another unique thing, which is a commendation tab. So on all we have a learning management system that a parent can access 24/7. So you get 24/7 access to how your child is doing at school. And in
mm.
that, there's a commendation tab where you can click on that as a parent and you can commend somebody who has done something for your child that went over and above. And one of the great things for us to see is that those commendations are not only coming to our faculty members, they're coming to maybe a housekeeper who really made sure that the boarding house was spectacular that day. Or they're coming to another parent for their help in supporting or volunteering to run a pep rally or a different sport. The parents have the opportunity to show their gratitude to the community as well. So there's lots that happens here to provide support, to bring families into our community, and to have them contribute to our community. And the other thing is, you actually never leave TASIS England. We always have, almost daily, alumni and families coming back to visit, to spend time with us, to find their former faculty members, and also for our boarding students who are returning as alumni. The key question for them is, can I see my room? So they never leave their room either.
Mm, brilliant. Well, that does sound very positive and very welcoming for everybody. So perhaps we can have some of your thoughts on education and how education's developing in the future. You've spoke briefly about the options higher up the school and curriculum, but what about the importance of STEAM for children in the future, for example? And you mentioned an innovation centre, which I think is
Yes.
a new facility.
Yeah, so we have actually two innovation areas, and I'll talk a little bit about those. But I actually think when we look at education today, there's a really exciting development happening, and it's not just in technology. So everybody's focused on technology and STEAM, but at the same time, we also have to stay focused on those human attributes of learning, on those skills that children need, whether they're thinking skills, research skills, communication skills, social skills, and self management skills. All those also need to happen at the same time as us exploring how technology can really help and support learning. So it's a really interesting mix going on right now of new advanced techniques, but also can we put in basic human skills that will help our students function even in that technological world? And that's a really exciting place to be in. Here at TASIS England, in terms of STEAM, you've mentioned STEAM, so science, technology, engineering, arts. So when we look at that, we start even in lower school. So we have coding and robotics that we happens in the lower school, and we do that through age appropriate equipment and technology. Then we move into our middle school, and just as you said, one of our newest facilities we have opened is an innovation and design lab in our middle school, complete with multiple 3D printers and a laser printer, but also complete with lots of tools, because while we want to use our hands for coding and maybe designing programs or using 3D printing or laser printer, we also want to learn how to use a drill. We also want to learn how to use a hammer safely, and other tools as well. So we have a range of tools as well as technology. And in that innovation and design studio, the key there is not only the technology, but it's, are we helping children to think as designers? Are they involved in design thinking? In other words, Can they see a problem? Can they try different solutions for that problem? Can they work with and collaborate with others? And then can they resolve that problem? And that is a skill not just in terms of technology, but something they need throughout their curriculum journey and throughout their onward journey in learning. Then, after they finish in middle school, we go into the upper school. And of course, that's where our examination courses open up for them. So, advanced
Mm,
placement science courses are there. And we even have a course that goes beyond high school computer courses. And it's called our advanced computer science course. And that's for very advanced computer work. So, well beyond the advanced placement examinations and College Board. So, for students who are really articulate in what they want to do with technology. So, in other words, learning is limitless here. And that happens just not just in technology, but in all the other skills that our students need as well. So, it's a really interesting time in education. Obviously, everybody's talking about artificial intelligence and how we can harness that for learning. And we're on that journey too here at the school. And we look forward to seeing how we continue to integrate that in ways that are appropriate that actually inform learning rather than replace learning.
mm. And so, how do you reassure parents then about the future, what it holds for children and young people? For example, parents often concerned about too much screen time, etc. How do you cope with that?
Well, we actually, in terms of screen time, obviously we do use laptops. Laptops are used throughout the school. However, we this year we have taken the decision not to have phones on. So phones are not available during the school day. So we're trying to limit access to the phones and focus concentration on learning. We do provide a balance of activities. So yes, you are doing things on screen, but you're also doing things, engagements, and learning with your partners. Whether that's creating things with your partners, whether it's thinking about a composition you have to do, or whether it's designing and actually building. We have lots of things you're doing, and also we have all our other subjects such as art, we have music where you're actually using instruments, and we have our PE
Mm,
and our sports program. So you're getting lots of balanced activities, learning beyond the classroom in our sports activities and in our arts as well, where you can combine physical skills as well as technological skills. So there's a lot of balance here, and that goes
mm,
through into our into our co-curricular programs and into our activities, inclusive of trips to multiple European countries during the October week break, ski trips in February, and also service trips that we do throughout the year with our students.
mm. And of course, you have these wonderful outdoor spaces, and you also have very young children as well, and they love being outside and the whole advantage of well-being. But that also ties into sustainability. So, can you just give us a little touch on perhaps younger children and how they get to be involved in the outside and sustainability
Yeah,
and other things?
so our younger children, I mean, they have the most incredible playground. It's a bit like Harry Potter's one of Harry Potter's play areas. It's beautiful. It's right outside Thorpe House. So they have a lot of play areas. There's a lot of open space here. In fact, our founder, Mary Chris Fleming, believed in beauty, and she thought that we should all live and work in beautiful surroundings, and that's where learning can thrive. So everywhere you go here, you will leave classroom areas or learning areas, and it opens into courtyards or spaces where people can congregate and communicate. So there's lots to do. In terms of sustainability, our students are very active in terms of recycling. They're very active in challenging us in terms of our energy usage. And also, they're very active in monitoring and supporting our catering program because, food waste is another thing that people have to be conscious of as well. So we've got a lot of different projects going on. Lots of our students are involved all the way through. And in fact, our lower school had a project last year where they actually talking about doing something small can have a big difference. And from that, we actually had to change the cups that we were using in the lower school dining hall because they thought that even making a small adjustment, instead of using non reusable cups, if we used reusable cups, that's better for the environment and means that they have made one small step to making it a more sustainable um, environment. And so we've actually even taken advice from our lower school student council and changed our cups so that we can make sure that we're doing our part to be to improve sustainability. So it's happening throughout the school, even at a very young age.
Well, that's brilliant. So your children are curious from a very early age, and then they're global citizens and heading for an exciting and potentially challenging future. So as a head, do you want to sort of summarise where you think we're going and what you would advise parents looking for an international school and who are perhaps a bit nervous in today's age of what the future's going to look like?
Yeah, well, actually, I think the future is quite exciting. Yes, we could all look at some of the challenges that are coming in the future, but there's exciting things to do. And what the future is looking for is people who will ask the right questions. They're not just looking for problem solvers. They're asking for people who will ask. They're looking for people who will ask the right questions. So it's really important that the challenge doesn't just start after school. We should be challenging them in school to develop the understanding that other people who may have different thoughts and ideas and perspectives and opinions than them can equally be right, because that leads to true collaboration, to greater perspective in terms of figuring out problems and solutions. And those are the children or the young people of the future who will actually make positive change to the future. And I think that that's developing all those skills. Yes, you need knowledge, you need academic knowledge, you need academic understanding, you need technological ability, but you also need those skills we spoke about earlier. Those they used to be called soft skills. I'm not sure soft skills is the right descriptor for them. For me, they're necessary, essential life skills,
Mm.
and they will need those going forward. And I think the future is going to look for people who can collaborate across languages, nationalities, and time zones, and who can collaborate to find solutions that work not just for one group of people, but work for multiple groups of people across different countries. And I think there's so many challenges out there, whether it's the environment, whether it's conflict, and whether it's the way we're using our resources. What does it look like as we venture beyond this earth, even? That there's so many opportunities for those who are curious, those who can understand that their opinions aren't the only opinion, and those who can collaborate with others to have a very exciting future. And quite frankly, university courses are changing at a fair rate of knots. So, for example, when you or I went to university, Fiona, many of the courses we would have taken no longer exist, and they've been replaced
Mm.
with new courses. So, can we teach our children to be lifelong learners? Do they have the skill set to take on new knowledge, to challenge some of the learning that they're getting for accuracy and authenticity? And can they use that to develop solutions for the future? And I think that's one thing that we are focused on. And one thing I think that we're excited for our children as they leave TASIS England, that they're going to play their part in a global community for global solutions to many of the problems we face today.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed our conversation today, Bryan. So, we've been talking to Bryan Nixon, head of TASIS England. So, this wonderful school, TASIS England, won our award in 2024. And it's an excellent school which not only provides the highest quality education, it's also providing mobile families with a better relocation experience, which of course will ultimately support engagement and talent retention for international employers and their employees. So well done, TASIS England, and thank you so much for
Thank,
talking to us
thank you so
today.
much. And we look forward to engaging with anybody who listens to the webinar. And we're excited to for people to come and spend time on our campus. So thank you very much, Fiona.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
And you'll just be able to see contact details for TASIS England, which provides details of how to reach the admissions department, and also details of Bryan Nixon as head of school, his bio. I'm Fiona Murchie, Managing Director of Relocate Global and Think Global People. And you can find more resources like these on our two websites, relocateglobal.com and thinkglobalpeople.com. And also, if you're interested in the awards, please do enter in 2025. Thank you for joining us.